Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Kings out in Sacramento. Looking at the Kings, they are hungry for a win here. Last season, they got swept by this team. 4 straight losses, something they haven't forgotten. Well, for Golden State, they certainly didn't struggle before Steve Kerr became head coach, but since his arrival, he has this team executing one of the most beautiful offenses in the league.
It reminds me a little bit of the triangle. What I mean by that, there's constant motions and cuts in this offensive system. You know, it's much more than just a Splash Brothers shooting up threes. These guys are a fun team to watch.
Yeah, you know, Steve, he did a great job of blending all the coaching styles that he's learned over the past years. He's played for some great coaches, and, you know, he's been fortunate enough to take a little bit from each of them and implement it, and it worked.
It turned into a championship in 2015 for Golden State. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. And it's been home cooking for the Kings in the midst of a homestand here in Sacramento. They're getting their first look of the season at the Warriors in this one. Well, guys, they got swept in last year's series, and you know that's the first and foremost thing in their minds as they look to turn the tables this time around.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity here, guys, to get on each other's bad side. I mean, if they weren't already. Should make for some fairly high drama.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And Golden State looking at who they've got. On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. McAdoo out there with Draymond Green. And it's Curry in at the 1 spot. Outside, Green. Thompson passes to Iguodala. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
You know, it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
It always seems to settle you down when you have some early success in the post.
And guys, last season, Klay Thompson made his first All-Star trip overall. Clark, his game took a huge leap forward.
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin. And a big reason for that, I think, was his spot on Team USA. Playing the way he did and with that group really lifted his confidence.
Excellent play. We played just over a minute here in the first. Iguodala against Morris. It's tipped.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And stolen by Cauley Stein. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist from Cauley Stein. Morris has got his first bucket of the night. Last outing for Sacramento, they won that game against Houston.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Tries again. Goes up with it again. And Cousins with the lay-in. Cousins has got his second basket.
I just love the determination on that backboard. Coming out of the gates really, really strong.
Here's McRae, guarded by Kerr. And here's Morris for 3. Rebounded by McAdoo. Warriors have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Inside, kicks it out to Iguodala. There's the triple. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Here's Shumpert. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
You can point to any number of things, Clark, the Warriors did well last year. Their play on the road being one of them.
Well, the Warriors were exactly road warriors all season long, partner. Hit the ground running and finished with the league best 28 road wins. Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Kicks it to Cauley-Stein. Hands the 12-footer.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage. And for the Warriors, they would go on several road trips undefeated last season. Still, the only time they looked vulnerable were games on the road.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Out to Morris. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Back to Shumpert. The shot. Warriors with the rebound.
And, you know, with the Warriors on the road, they would occasionally dig a hole they couldn't get out of. Still, hard to critique a team that was so dominant in every facet of the game last season, even on the road.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings. Different look here for the Warriors. JaVale McGee's checked in for McAdoo. West comes in for Draymond Green. Smooth checked in for Andre Iguodala. And Ian Clark subbed in for Steph Curry. On its way from Afflalo for two. Off target from the wing.
And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the boards for them.
Yeah, +5. As you mentioned, that didn't take very long, did it?
Clark kicks to Thompson. That ties it up. Thompson's got his second basket of the night.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition. Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Clark kicks it to West. Pick by West. Off the pick. Offensive rebound. McGee misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt. You know, watching Arron Afflalo, incredible form on his jumper. Excellent mid-range shooter who's made himself into one of the league's better three-point shooters, too.
And it's McGee with the jam. Kings have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Shot from the low block. Here's Koufos, and he drops in the way up off the glass.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
There's 42 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clark dishes to West. Pass to Clark. From the arc. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Passes to Koufos. To the inside. It's stolen by West. And it's the Warriors on the break. And the shot is good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Here's Clark. The three. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Kings lead by 2. Live from Sacramento, you're watching 2K Sports. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And when you consider how the Kings are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backcourt.
And it's been gang rebounding. I mean, everybody has done a great job boxing out for him, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
Koufos out there with Cauley-Stein. Then there's McRae. Then it's McLemore. And it's Afflalo in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Kings. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And here are the Warriors now, trailing by 2, fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And what a luxury when you have depth. I mean, a lot of their scoring in that win came from their reserves. And make no mistake, they carried the load for that team.
Without question, the starters can't do it all game long. You need that help from the reserves, and they got it in that one.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Kings.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Marcus Morris is checked in for McLemore.
And, guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA. None brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning. Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. What I like, though, about Stephen Curry also is his demeanor, Clark. He cheers on his teammates, keeps his head up through adversity. He does it all.
Yeah, he's pretty much unflappable. He's level-headed, and he puts his teammates first. That's what makes him a championship-caliber superstar.
The Kings trail by 3. Here's McRae, and they come right back with their own three-pointer. McRae has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Iguodala kicks to Curry. That one falls, coming off Iguodala's feet. And the Warriors lead by 2.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Smooth. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. And it's a 4-point Warrior lead.
Boy, what a significant turnaround here in the second quarter after only making 40% from the field in the first.
Offensive rebound. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
The Kings making a switch here. Cousins is checked in, and Golden State also making a change. McAdoo's checked in, and Green gets it to go.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim. And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
Now here's Curry, coming off a solid outing against Denver. Fires from deep. That one goes. Count it. And it's 9 points for Smooth.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Nice shot by McAdoo. McAdoo's got his first points of the game. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Warriors.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
And Kerr is so good with the media because, Greg, he was a media member of himself for so long. You know that as well as anybody. Clark, I don't think he ever tried his hand at broadcasting, though. I can't see him doing that. Could you?
Yeah, right,
No.
Right. They probably just drone on as a broadcaster and would rarely contribute anything of note. Some guys have what it takes to call games, and Steve just doesn't quite scratch me as that kind of guy.
No. Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. West is checked in for Draymond Green. Thompson comes in for Smooth, and Ian Clark subbed in for Steph Curry. Now here's Iguodala. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Denver. And he goes in for the dunk.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the Jays.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
The Kings trail by 10. Rose passes to Cousins. Got a piece of it. Iguodala with the steal. And now Iguodala running the floor all by himself.
Agility leads to thievery there as he got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
And for Andre Iguodala, last year was a first in 758 games. Up until then, he had not once ever come off the bench.
Yeah, he had been a starter throughout his 10-year career, every single game, Kevin. And last year he came off the bench in every game. Big adjustment for the veteran, but he made it well.
And the Warriors with possession here after Aaron Aflalo missing that last three-pointer. Unloads from 9. Shot is off.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Finished off the break. Thompson's got 7.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Sacramento. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Warriors. Here's Rose. Shot to stop the run. That's good.
You know, I don't think that was the shot they had in mind, but they'll take it.
Warriors leading by 14. Iguodala kicks it to West. Back to Iguodala. The shot's good on the assist by West. 16 points for Andre Iguodala.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
He dishes it to Thompson. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Thompson's got 4 points in the quarter.
That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. The Warriors on top, up by 16. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I'm here with Stephen Curry. And Steph, you guys really turned it on in that second quarter. What was the difference?
Push the tempo. We got a lot of stops early. Long rebounds, was able to get out in transition. Being on the floor for some easy baskets. And we just executed kind of flawlessly that quarter.
Steph, thank you so much. Kevin, he's earned this rest.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Andre Iguodala has been all over the floor tonight. He had 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. He put last game's performance behind him, doing some nice work in the opening period tonight. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
They looked like they were playing an easy game of pitch and catch out there. The playmakers and finishers were in sync on every level. The assist disparity, now that was big. Now that's the reason why it's a blowout right now, and they play well.
Shaq, what's your take on Sacramento?
They rely way too heavily on the three-point shot in the first half. Their long-range game was off. That's my off sound, Ernie. They were off. But they still settle for the outside shots. They got to put more pressure on the defense by pounding it inside and attacking the basket.
So that does it for us. Hope you enjoyed our halftime show. Now we take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half call.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. Andre Iguodala has been sensational.
We talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
The Kings trail by 16, and Golden State looking at who they've got. He has the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots, and it's McAdoo in at the 5.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Now here's Shumpert. Cousins dishes to Shumpert. That's good. Shumpert's got the first field goal of the second half for the Kings.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Thinking about DeMarcus Cousins, Clark, when he was selected, people questioned whether he could stay out of trouble. Many doubted that, he could, but he has stayed clean really since day one.
Yeah, going back 5 years ago, a beat writer actually had the audacity to say he would end up in jail at some point, but Cousins has proved him and others wrong.
Now here's Iguodala. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Cauley-Stein passes to Cousins. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And with that Cousins story about the writer, Cousins actually called him out about that failed prediction. I mean, they made amends, however, with the writer eating his words and donating to a charity of Cousins' choice. Yeah, and for Cousins, it's never been a question of talent. I mean, many are glad to see that he's been able to stay focused, really for the first stretch of his career.
The Kings trail by 16. Here's Cauley-Stein. That's good.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Smooth checked in for Andre Iguodala. The Kings have come up empty at the line so far in 3 attempts. Green kicks to Curry. And a miss there on the triple.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
And here's Morris for 3. Sacramento again missing. Smooth passes to Green. There's the dish to Curry. Knocked loose. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who are the best shooters from behind the arc last season. 3rd is Stephen Curry. 4th, Klay Thompson.
Well, both of these guys had what I call in the gym range, or you could refer to them as snipers, just deadly from behind the three-point line. They line it up and knock him down.
Sinks the triple. Thompson's got 5 points now this quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist total, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
The Kings making a switch here. Koufos is checked in. The Kings trail by 17. Here's McRae. And once again off the mark by Sacramento.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
From deep three-point range. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Last year's Warriors and where they ranked in the NBA. A chance to check that out now, Kevin. Thompson scoring. First in assist. and they also were #1 in team shooting percentage, a very impressive offensive group.
And when you score like these guys did last season, it gives you tremendous confidence. Just play solid defense, and you can win games. That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Here's Cousins, blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Cousins has got 6.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
Kept alive. McAdoo, no good with the layup.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
A 3 from Morris. Again, the miss by Morris.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know, last season, DeMarcus Cousins had several triple-doubles, but with Cousins, he would have 20-plus rebounds to go along with 20 points and 10 assists. That's amazing for a big man, for any man, as a matter of fact.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr was going over with his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Thompson. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris. And for Cousins, those 20-20-10 triple-doubles are an incredibly rare feat. First time, in fact, that we've seen that in the NBA since 2010.
And he was the first big man since the great Wilt Chamberlain to do it in back-to-back games. So Cousins is one of the rare big men who can do it all and has displayed that multiple times last season.
Koufos dishes to McLemore, and it comes off the front of the rim.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Launches it. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. McLemore has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Curry with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Here's West, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Papagiannis. Off target from outside. Warriors leading by 13. Smooth passes to Thompson. Here's Smooth. Afflalo pulls it in. McLemore with the ball. It's up against Thompson. Afflalo, no good. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. He had a nice open look right there. And that's 11 points for Smooth. The Kings shooting around 40% in the third. Maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. Afflalo. How did he hit that shot?
I don't believe what I just saw right there, Kev.
Curry attacking, and some nice defense there to end the quarter. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Warriors lead by 12. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, so we'll see how much things change up here. Warriors leading by 12. We've got McCray. Aflalo is out there with Cauley-Stein. Then it's McLemore. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
To the middle, Papagiannis. And that one's good.
There's got to be some defensive help there. I mean, the size difference is just too great.
The Warriors shooting at 51%. Really solid. Green kicks to Iguodala. Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Clark. The three-pointer off the mark.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
That's his second personal.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. 17 points was their biggest margin. Iguodala's drive. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Cauley-Stein's got 4 rebounds in this game. Fires, high post, can't get it to go. The Warriors go the other way with it. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Here's Clark. He's guarded by Aflalo. On the wing, it's Iguodala. Tries from 7. And he hits the jump shot. And the Warriors lead by 14.
Terrific effort on that shot. I mean, he's given up a lot of inches in that mismatch.
Well, height, who cares about height? I mean, it's just a number. Hey, you got to go with what you got. And he took what he had right at him there.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, over that break, I was able to catch the message George Karl was giving to his team. He said, listen, fellas, I know you're tired, but we can't coast. We've got to go harder. The win's in sight. We've got to power through it and go get it. Guys, pretty inspirational stuff.
And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got 4 this quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Offline with his 3.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Moment here now for an injury report. And let's get an update on Marcus Morris's injury. Doris, any news?
Well, guys, the Kings head athletic trainer gave me an update. He told me he's suffering from back spasms, so they put some ice on it and gave him some painkillers. That's a bitter pill for them to swallow at such an early stage of the season. It really changes the look of this entire team, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Hopefully we'll see him very soon.
Well, they like him back as quick as possible, but they also want him healthy.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Warriors.
The Kings for timeout.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And Thompson kicks to Green. Iguodala outside. Hands it from downtown. Iguodala's got 21 in the game.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Here's McCray. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Curry attacking. Out to Thompson from deep. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. It's stolen by Green. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Thompson dishes to Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 8 points for Steph Curry. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Warriors?
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Now here's Curry. Aaron Aflalo missing his last shot. McAdoo banked in off the glass. And the Warriors lead by 17.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
From deep, Aflalo. And another field goal in this total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Green, the screen. Right wing. Here's McAdoo. Rebound by the Kings. Cousins has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's McCray. Sacramento gets it back. Cauley-Stein passes to McCray. Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Thompson's got 9 points here in the second half.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Warriors.
I agree, Steve, and this is a game where the defense, Clark Steele specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created extra possessions for him too, Kevin. Scoring opportunities they cashed in on, and that effort, a big part of what will be a nice victory tonight.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Andre Iguodala. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Now here's Curry. Green with the ball. Now defended by Cauley-Stein. They get it back. And the rejection by Cousins. Nice shot by McAdoo. On offense, here are the Kings. Here's McCray. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
That's his second personal foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Smooth. No good. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
David, what is it you like about the way this team is playing right now?
We're just defending. I think we're playing together, making extra pass. Every NBA game is a different challenge, so again, we just got to come ready to compete. Guys are taking pride in their preparation.
David, thank you as always, guys. What a culture they've established here.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Iguodala. He really set the tone for them in the first half, and it seemed to just help carry them forward from that point on.
A sensational performance from Andre Iguodala. He was fun to watch, so athletic, so smooth. Don't forget about his defense, because he'll lock you down, and at the same time, when he's hitting that three-point shot, that gives this team such a lethal weapon.
Well, certainly a solid night for him offensively. Excellent production pretty much everywhere. He was what I call NSV, Ernie, a nice safety valve. When they need to open up the valve, he came through with that offense.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.